Donald Trump is stepping up attacks against his chief rival, Ben Carson. Eric's live at Drake University, where the Democratic candidates will all be meeting this weekend. Eric?
Yeah, Elizabeth, the Democrats will take center stage here at Drake tomorrow, but this morning everybody's waking up talking about the earful that Donald Trump gave to Iowa voters last night in Fort Dodge.
If you're a child molester, there's no cure. Pathological, there's no cure. Great people, thank you.
That was Trump last night saying Carson's, quote, pathological temper can't be cured any more than a child molester can be cured. Now, Carson wrote about his temper and subsequent religious awakening in his autobiography that recently came out. Trump also talked a lot about foreign policy, specifically what to do about the threat of ISIS.
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me. I have a plan, but I don't want to tell ISIS what it is. I would bomb the shit out of them.
Now, voters actually lined up beforehand to see Trump speak last night in Fort Dodge. He also took aim at those voters, asking if Iowans were stupid for supporting Ben Carson. And despite that, Trump said he really liked Iowa and was actually even thinking about buying a farm here. Now, as we mentioned, tomorrow night is the Democratic candidates that take the stage here at Drake University for their second national debate. It's going to be a big night. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Martin O'Malley, they'll all be here. Clinton does lead in the polls, and breaking just a short time ago this morning, an Associated Press survey shows that Clinton already holds the overwhelming lead in delegates to win the Democratic nomination. But there are a lot of undecideds out there as well, and Emmy Victor has been here on campus talking with a lot of college students who are excited about tomorrow night. What are they saying this morning, Emmy?
Well, they're saying a lot of different things, Eric, and as you know, Drake University is Iowa's largest private university, so we're expecting them to say a lot of different things about what they're expecting to hear from those candidates tomorrow. College affordability, minimum wage, two things we've heard a lot about on this campaign trail so far. Those are things we may expect to hear tomorrow, but those also really affect those college students. So they really want the candidates to dig deep and say their concrete plans for some of these issues. There's a large number of candidates on both sides of the aisle this election cycle, so this debate could really help those students narrow down exactly who they just want to vote for. And many students at Drake, they're going to be voting for the first time next year, so they're excited to be part of the political process. But some students I spoke with say they don't even know where to start on choosing the candidate yet so far because of that large number in the cycle. Others getting a lot more closer to making that decision.
I'm definitely undecided. I just feel I don't know enough about each candidate to make a solid decision.
A lot of the people on my floor are big supporters of Bernie, and then I know some other people who are supporting Hillary.
I'm definitely seeing a strong showing for Martin O'Malley, especially. He's been doing a lot better in debates, and the Jefferson-Jackson dinner here in Des Moines.
And even though the debate will be on Drake University's campus, not every student, unfortunately, will get the opportunity to be inside. Only a limited number were chosen through a random lottery selection. All the other students who aren't able to get inside, there's a lot of watch parties going on campus, going on off the skirts on campus as well. So, Eric, just a lot of different things students can really delve into, and they can even follow social media. Our KCCI app will be keeping them updated throughout the day on what's going on inside.
Great opportunity to have the candidates right here on campus with them at Drake. Thank you very much, Emmy. We'll be looking forward to that. And actually, those students will actually have a chance to submit some questions, just like we all will, because of a unique partnership with Twitter. Anyone can submit questions tomorrow night that could be answered live on stage with the hashtag DemDebate. This will actually be the first time that Twitter is officially taking part in a presidential debate. A huge sculpture went up on campus yesterday marking that. You're looking at that there. Our political analyst Dennis Goldford, also of Drake, says the Twitter component could add an interesting perspective to tomorrow night's mix.
To the extent to which the candidates really do think on their feet, and to the extent that they don't simply use any given question as a license to launch into some piece of their regular stump speech, it'll benefit the audience if we really do get an unscripted, spontaneous movement.
Could be interesting to see how that all unfolds and what curveballs are thrown at the candidates tomorrow night. Again, it starts at 8 o'clock right here on KCCI. We're very excited about that. Now, because it is a KCCI-sponsored event, we have a unique perspective as well. Our own Kevin Cooney will be moderating the event tomorrow night. We'll have his reaction and kind of a preview to what he's looking forward to coming up in just a couple of minutes.